Aries, Aries. Welcome in, welcome back. My name is Millie. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot, and today we're going to do a little reading for the sign of Aries. If you're not an Aries and the title just brought you in here, welcome anyway. I hope you get something from this. The way we're going to run through your message today, Aries, is I'm going to read through some channeled messages that my spirit team and I have pulled through for you guys. Then we will do a pretty extensive reading. We'll do your internal realm versus external realm, and then we'll go a layer deeper and we'll look at your heart space versus relationships and how those things are commingling together for you guys. And then to close out, we'll do some surprises from the universe and maybe some unexpected things that may be showing up for you guys this month. So settle in, make yourself comfortable. All right, so this month, Aries, you seem to be like on the move, like go, like really fired up. Things seem to be like Spirit saying for some of you, the chaos is of your own making. And it doesn't have to be negative chaos. It could absolutely be like a chaotic time that you're thriving in is what Spirit's saying. Okay, so I was getting like the 8 of Wands energy for you guys and something about the Chariot as well. So some of you guys could be moving this month. Some of you guys may be even like traveling overseas or traveling to like a multitude of different countries as well. Spirit's saying like there is a lot to do with like movement, moving, expansion, a lot of like interactions with like exciting people, a lot of new people coming along your path this month from what I can see, Aries, and it feels like you're keen for it. It feels like you're down for it, you're there for it, like you're keen for this. I don't see you feeling like overwhelmed or under the pump or even like Spirit's saying for some of you it's chaotic, but the momentum's steady. So that feels cool. All right, so I was also getting something about like really fast-paced vehicles, and I was seeing them be like large vehicles. So I was seeing like a truck like speeding, and they're showing me the Transformers trucks now like really going really fast. And we did get a message about Transformers for you guys, and I've brought this beautiful Optimus Prime. I don't know if you guys can see him properly, but I've brought him in for your reading today, you guys. Yeah, a lot of stuff around like fast-paced movement and like excitement and things like that. And like Spirit is saying as well, like that transformation piece of the Transformers, that is an important piece as well. I was also seeing something about a bullet train. So you may be traveling to a country that has one of those really fast trains. I'm hearing Japan. Yeah, so there's a lot about like movement and things like that for you guys this month that absolutely feels like you're keen for it, you're excited about it. There's a lot happening for you guys in the way of like travel and expansion. Spirit keeps saying, and excitement, the transformation is exciting. So some of you are like really in this like fired up kind of energy, which feels beautiful to sit in. All right, so this is then leading me to some of you guys will be traveling to somewhere that's cold this month, and very specifically like colder than where you are right now is what Spirit's saying. So I am seeing you like, yeah, perhaps traveling to the snow, perhaps. Okay, I'm just going to say what I'm getting. Some of you are going on like an iceberg expedition, and I know that that's really really specific, but I want to just bring in like this analogy that I'm finding. So when I had my one of my level ups, spiritually and emotionally, and you know, as developing as a human, as one of these level ups was happening to me, Spirit was very much saying to me like, you know, tip of the iceberg kind of stuff, like deep within me there was submerged, you know, under the waterline, not visible, like a lot of information that I then had to retrieve. So that iceberg expedition, if you're not, you know, going to Antarctica, whatever, country is called. Antarctica. I can't say it, it turns out, whatever. If you're not going to that place, or like Spirit's also saying Greenland, some of you may be traveling to Greenland. If you're not traveling to some place that has some kind of glacial structures or setting, then I would very much say that perhaps you're doing some kind of internal deep dive, and that's perhaps leading you to like finding that there is quite a bit beneath the surface. Take your time with that. Enjoy that exploration. It's a fun one. It's definitely something that will take you down some Spirit's showing me now like deep crevices in the ice, like, and you just like bungee jumping down into the depths of darkness, like, and maybe when you get down there, it's like Spirit's now showing me like, oh my God, it's so cool. So they're showing me like a cave of crystals, and then like the rainbow, they're saying refractals. There's something about the lights, like the rainbow light shining through the glacial structures. They keep saying something about glacial. Yeah, super weird. So yeah, some of you guys are definitely like doing that deep dive and finding some magic deep within, and like perhaps polishing off some of those diamonds and bringing them to the surface. There is like this rainbow. It's a really, I actually don't want to come out of that cave. Like it's a really nice, oh, it's pretty. Like it's pretty. Whatever you guys are up to this month, whatever discovery, expedition, travel, wherever you're going, and this doesn't have to be a physical travel now, this could absolutely be like a hermit kind of style where you're going deep within. Whatever you're trying to discover, I think you're going to find like a lot of Spirit saying hidden facets. And it's like really rainbow, like it's fucking nice energy. It's so nice. All right. We're going to be here forever. We're 7 minutes in. I actually have to hurry it up because I've got things to do. Okay. Sorry, Aries. So yeah, I got a little bit lost in that beautiful rainbow cave. So enjoy that and take your time with any like self-exploration or discovery that you're doing. Things may not make sense initially, but eventually they'll all like slot into place in a way that feels really nice. Something this month coming around the dentist and like wisdom teeth. So again, this could be like that internal exploration where you're like pulling up these chunks of knowledge, or there could be like something to do with the dentist coming through. I was getting something around like 2:30 in the afternoon, and that's hilarious to some people. It's like 2:30 and dentist and whatever. But I was actually specifically getting 2:15 p.m. So if you're watching this video before 2:15 p.m. in the afternoon, make a note of that time, maybe set an alarm and just see what happens. It could be a confirmation, or set an alarm for 2 hours and 15 minutes from this time and just see what happens. Because I feel like the universe could like offer you a little, perhaps another facet, Spirit say. Yeah, there is something about like oblique lighting and like angles of light and like reflections, and it's weird energy. I kind of like that they keep bringing me back there though. All right, moving forward. Yeah, something about this afternoon. And then this is like, okay, so it says here, don't take it personally. So there may be something that you encounter this month that like kind of rubs you up the wrong way. And the way that Spirit's presenting this is like, don't take it personally. Remember that every single person is fighting their own battles in some way, shape or form. And yeah, when you're presented with an energy that's kind of like an energy that's a bit stank, like you don't need to turn your nose up at it. You can just like very politely shift yourself away from that. I wouldn't take it personally there. And I'm kind of like not looking forward to whatever comes up here, because yeah, generally these messages are for me as well. So don't take it personally is there. And yeah, very much like remembering that the ego deserves its place, but also like there's a really nice message that Spirit gave me about like questioning yourself. Like, would you accept advice from somebody as easily as you accept a negative opinion? And I like that one because I don't take advice from like a lot of people. Yeah, so yeah, that kind of helped to put into perspective what kind of negative opinions I'm gonna let kind of ruffle my feathers and which ones I'm just gonna decide water off a duck's back kind of energy. Um, something coming through around makeup. So there is something around makeup. Like you could be somebody that really enjoys to wear a lot of makeup. You could have to wear makeup to a certain event this month. There is something around makeup coming through, and it came through quite strongly. And then I was also getting something around felines. And then I was seeing those, like, you know how the girls do like the cat eye thing? Whatever. Yeah, I was saying that. And then I was hearing something about like a staunch female, like someone that just won't back down. And I kind of was envisioning her with the eyes as well. So that could be something that's coming up. And then I was hearing something about a stubborn ass, and that just made me think of like a donkey or a mule, like not moving, like not budging. It was kind of funny actually. All right, so we're about halfway through your channel messages, Aries, and there is still quite a bit to get through. So some of you guys this month are like on some, like you're seeking. Spirit keeps showing me the seeker in Harry Potter. Like you're chasing something, I would say. And there's very much like chaotic energy around whatever that is. So just pay attention to that as that arises for you guys. I was saying 1111 and 1144. I was also getting something about a wrong number. And the way this was coming through, it's like just one digit is off. I got 2 people message me last week, and the last number in the message was wrong. Like they put it was 1 digit off is what they're saying. And then, yeah, that was connected to 1111 and 1144. Then I was also hearing something about, sorry, I'm just not entirely sure where I'm going to take the channel messages next. Okay, so I was hearing something about Kundalini energy, and I'm hearing 66, which is like the 6th of June, which is just coming up shortly, and that is actually the anniversary of my Kundalini activation. So the way I was seeing this Kundalini rising energy, and it's very much like the snake, and they're showing me the chakra points and all of that. So some of you guys may be looking into that, or you may be having some kind of Kundalini energy experience. And I would very much like say to do some research around that and educate yourself in a way that you feel that, yeah, I'm excited for you guys that are having these like new experiences and awakenings, but I can also understand how it can be sometimes, Spirit saying terrifying. I was going to say sometimes a little bit chaotic and a little bit like, what the fuck is happening kind of energy. So if any of that stuff's happening to you and you would like some advice or some direction as to ways that you can support yourself through that, definitely feel free to hit me up and I'll let you guys know how I got through it. And yeah, that's probably the best that I can do in ways of support, is to just like be with you through some of these really tough things. Okay, so yeah, the Kundalini energy is fun, but you know, you got to be prepared to handle it, is the way that Spirit's presenting it to me, and that was absolutely the case for me. Okay, moving away from that now. So I was getting something about you guys this month like have some kind of overwhelming emotion and or / devotion to something or someone, and I'm seeing that be like super important to you, and I would definitely say that you should honor that in whatever way feels correct for you. I was definitely hearing something around I was hearing like something's coming, and I was like, well, what is it? And they said the Queen of Pentacles, and I was like, really? So yeah, something to do with like nurturing stability and foundation, and like Spirit saying now the Midas touch for some of you. So something that you guys are working on, that is that overwhelming emotion and devotion connection, very closely related actually, because it does feel like whatever this is, your heart is very much into it. Your heart is very much dedicated to this. Yeah, nice. That feels good. All right. I was getting some stuff around like big shifts, and like the way they were showing it to me was actually like the planets moving and conjunctions and things like that. And they're saying something about Mercury. Yeah, okay. And then I was hearing stuff about like university and things like that. So I am seeing like graduations and things like that coming through some of the other signs. That may be connected for you guys, but it does feel like this is more like that planetary movement could even be like some of those deep dives that you're doing to, you know, discover what lies beneath your own personal icebergs and whatnot. I'm hearing Persephone. Yeah, so I would very much like recommend you guys doing a deep dive into any avenue that calls to you. Like if you hear or read about something that takes an interest, like flow with that, see where that leads you, because 9 times out of 10, yeah, like just go where you feel led is what I'm getting. This is bringing me back to maps and ley lines, like something about maps. Some of you guys really are traveling this month, and I'm seeing you like laying out a map and deciding like this is where we're going to be, this is where we're going to go, this is how things are going to work for us. Again, trusting in that internal spirit, saying that internal compass, because you are very much like, yeah, there's a lot of personal growth and development happening for you guys in, I would even say over the last couple of years, Aries, but particularly like gaining momentum and gaining pace as we speak now. Yeah. All right. So last minute checks, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, that could be related to travel, that could be related to something else altogether. Again, Spirit saying there could be a university connection here. Some of you are doing some higher form of learning. And really acing that is what Spirit's saying to me, and enjoying that as well. Enjoying the process makes it easier to do well, is what Spirit's saying. So there is a lot here around you guys like advancing or like absorbing even like new information. All right, couple of last things. I was hearing stuff around berries for you guys, and now I'm hearing stuff around like herbal teas. So you may be having to like, Spirit's showing me like I'm hearing the word antacid, like you might have like some reflux or heartburn or like something that's happening for you, and you might be like consuming a lot of like herbal remedies or herbal teas as a way to like combat that. Or there is just a call for you to like drink more tea and nurture yourself with some more herbs, like very herbal and berry energy coming through for you guys. Spirit saying antioxidants now. So I was also hearing something about a bulletin board, and then I was hearing something about high visibility, and then I was hearing something about fluoro. So like there is something around, I'm saying like high vis now. I'm saying like the guy that has the lights and like tells the planes to land. That's what I'm saying. Something around like this portal kind of energy. So I am looking at the like the 6/6 portal coming up in June, and then there was something like really intense about the Lionsgate portal, which is the 8th of August. So there is something around that time frame being like really significant for you guys. So pay attention to what you're doing over the next couple of weeks and months, because I do think that there's like a very steady progression towards like wherever you're headed is what Spirit's saying. All right, some names that were coming through for you guys were like, they were all really funny names, because they were names that could like, they had their long name and then it was like shortened. So I had Elizabeth into Lizzie, then I had Harold into Harry, then I had Edith into Edie, then I had Desmond or Desley into Des. So there is something around these like shortened names coming through for you. In Spirit saying as well, like the difference in relationship, like if your name's Harry or Harold, like some people will always call you Harold and some people will always call you Harry. And like I have that with my birth name. Like some people always call me my birth name and then everyone else calls me Millie. So yeah, there is this like energy around that coming through. And then lucky last message for you guys. I was hearing something around like early 90s, and I'm seeing 222 on the timer. Early 90s female artists, and it was like I'm not gonna sing it. So it was Mariah Carey, that song Hero, and then I was also hearing like heaps of Celine Dion songs, and like I love Celine Dion, so yeah, anytime Spirit wants to sing Celine Dion to me, like I'm down for it. But yeah, there was this weird energy around like these real like Spirit saying songbirds. And I say that like I sound so suspicious when I say it. But they did say that in another sign. I feel like it was Scorpio, to be fair. All right. Yeah, your channel messages were weird. Oh yeah, and last thing, something about boxing and gloves. Oh yeah, no, not last thing. Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me. So something about 4 years ago is coming up now for you guys, and that's of significance. Spirit did say, like, check your diaries, check your calendars, see where you guys are at. It could just be like they want you to pause and reflect and see how far you've come, or it could be that there's like some kind of little tweaking there for you to do, some kind of message or something for you to gain from reflecting upon that period 4 years ago. I'm also hearing something about a gold locket, and the way that it came through was like a gold locket that has like somebody's picture on the inside, like a very precious item, like very much sentimental, valued to an individual kind of thing. And then I said to Spirit, like, because a lot of the other signs were getting jewelry things, but they were very specific about this being a golden locket. And then they said, or it could be a gold ring, and it's very specifically gold for you guys. Like it's not a silver ring. It could be for some of you, I suppose, but the way that Spirit's presenting this is like there is something about a gold sentimental piece of jewelry, and it feels like one that was either given to you by somebody that you very deeply love, or it contains a picture or a memory of somebody that you very deeply love. And it's gold, Spirit's saying. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's very much gold. Okay, and then the places that we got for you guys, just to close out, because I think that's everything. Yeah, so the places that we got for you guys were Japan, Greenland, Byron Bay, Italy, and then I was hearing Suffolk, which is apparently in England. Yeah, there's some kind of elder male energy this month that you're either trying to get information from or somebody that gives you information. And this does feel like an elder in your family line. It could be an uncle, maybe an older brother, perhaps a grandfather or something like that. But it's somebody that you're very fond of. So the way this is coming through is like when this person gives you this information, you're very much open to receiving whatever it is. And I would say that this is something that is Spirit saying it's of high value or significance to you right now where you are on your journey. Okay, take that as it resonates and like pay attention to the things that your elders say. Yeah, respect them and hear them out. There is something around this conversation being of high importance is what Spirit's saying. That may only apply to a very small percentage of you, but yeah, I have to bring through everything that Spirit gives me. And then lucky last thing, so you guys, your little signs from the universe this month, that you're on track, things are progressing in the way that they're meant to and all the rest of it, is ladybugs and roses. And like, look how cute these roses are that I got. Oh, I've squished them a little bit. But yeah, my girlfriend gave me these at the women's gathering that I went to on the weekend, and I just love them. They're so special. All right, Aries, let's do your reading, shall we? Let's see what's going on. What should we use? What should we use for Aries? Let's use this one. All right, we're going to use that for you guys. Spirit is saying something about the 8th of August, so make a note in your diary, pay attention to what happens on that day. If nothing of significance happens on that day, I would very much say to like pay attention to how you feel. Yeah, there's something coming through around that being important. All right. Apologies to any of you that are struggling with the sound. I've had some audio issues that are frustrating me. I hope you guys can hear this. All right, show me Aries heart space, please, Spirit. They really want a good shuffle. All right. Okay, some of you are like, Spirit's showing me like icy cold water being poured over a fire and like the steam arising, and I'm hearing like sizzling. Show me Aries heart space, please, Spirit. Aries heart space. Aries heart space. Come now. All right. Aries, something's going on for you guys in the heart space that doesn't feel settled. There is something around like reassessment, reevaluation, perhaps like Spirit saying now restructuring. Okay. I'll tell you what they're showing me. They're showing me, it's hard to articulate into words. Okay, so they're showing me like shards of broken glass, and you like getting all of that glass together and then like bringing in the magician's wand and then transforming it. And they're now showing me like someone that blows glass into shapes. You guys, your heart's been doing a lot of work from what I can see. It seems like you're a little bit stressed. I would even say haunted by something that's happened in the past. Like there is very much this energy of you like perhaps having sleepless nights, or maybe even for some of you being in a foreign country where it's like the other side of the world, where it's nighttime, where you're usually in the day and things like that. There is something about perhaps for some of you, like something happened where your world just turned upside down, like things went from night to day very quickly, and like, or vice versa. There is something about you like being in the process of reconfiguring. That's what they were saying, wasn't it? Restructuring, like taking all of these shards of glass and then like transforming them, readjusting them so that. And I'll tell you what it's now showing me. They've gone away from like that smooth blown glass, and now they're showing me like the structure of the pyramids. Yeah, and if you think of each brick of the pyramids, that could be like a little shard of glass, like all stacked up there. Like Spirit saying it's not uniform, but it still stacks up perfectly, doesn't it? Weird energy around your heart space. I will come back to this and go a layer deeper with relationships, because it very much seems like there's stuff that you're still working through. There's stuff that's still up for review as far as you're concerned, stuff that you're still trying to make sense of, put into a place or a category within the heart space. There is a lot of like reflecting upon the past, reviewing the past, being quite sad. The Spirit's saying fall on, like there could just be like perhaps something's ended and like it's cycled out, and there's an appreciation and a sense of gratitude for it, but like there's a deep sense of sadness that it's over. Your heart space is a little bit fragile from what I can see, Aries, and it looks like Yeah, it looks like you may be really like needing to take some time out from people and like reflect on your own personal experiences as you shed the past and step into whatever's awaiting for you, because externally things seem quite nice. Externally it seems like things are coming together, you're regaining a sense of confidence. You've perhaps like had to shed some ideas or things that you were like quite rigidly holding on to. There does seem to be something around like the people around you are really supportive. You can really rely on them. I see you being like quite happy to um, even extend the hand for help, is what Spirit's saying. Like it does seem like you can really rely on these people. You feel safe with these people. There could even be people that are trying to like assist you, or perhaps just like traveling with you. Like there is something about you not being entirely on your own, but within the heart space there is this like you're dealing with some stuff that a lot of other people don't know about. You may be putting on a brave face with that Magician card as well, like really putting on a front and using all of your willpower to kind of like not let anyone see that like this is happening for you internally. There does seem to be like quite a bit of sadness that's attached to it, but there is a sense of like there is a sense of acceptance that I think is making the progression of this a bit easier for you. It does seem like the external world is kind of making sense and you're just trying to like slot the last of the pieces into place internally. Um, and perhaps for some of you, like this, yeah. So for some of you, whatever's happened here has kind of whatever's happened in the heart space could actually be the reason for all of this expansion and travel that's happening in your channeled messages, because there was a lot around and now I'm seeing like the makeup. So you could have had like some kind of restoration of a relationship or some kind of doesn't that's not it for all of you though, Spirit's saying. For some of you there was a complete breakdown of a relationship and that has like shattered you to your core, and then you've had to like reassess, readjust. Spirit saying reacclimate, acclimatize. See, and that's when they were bringing through all that like glacial energy and things like that. Like there is a lot to do with like temperature and climate and stuff in your reading, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Okay, so from this point though, you're not standing still and like waiting for things to come to you. I very much see you like maybe being that uncomfortable that you don't want to stop moving. That could be part of it. There could definitely be a piece of you that's like super stressed and just like, nah, I can't deal with this. So just one foot in front of the other until like things will kind of like, yeah, as you traverse down the path, the swords will lessen, is what Spirit's saying. It does feel like there's perhaps Spirit's actually showing me the Ten of Swords, and it's funny, I don't have that here on the board, but the way that they're showing it to me is like perhaps you feel like you got stabbed in the back like multiple times by people, and that's very much affected the heart space and how you maneuver through the world. But as you're progressing down this pathway, and I see you doing it like slow and steady, like I'm not really like, it's funny looking at the energy now compared to the channeled messages. Like I feel like the channeled messages is what you're stepping into. I don't feel like some of you have gained that momentum that they were talking about yet. It definitely feels like some of you are like in the process of still shedding, still trying to understand, still trying to like even accept what's been presented to you psychologically. Like there's something around your intellect being readjusted somehow in a way that perhaps is uncomfortable at first. There is something around you like really feeling perhaps pressure to move, or like so uncomfortable in a certain dynamic or space that you just like start running in any direction, not really like thinking about which direction that you're going in, but just like got to get out of here kind of stuff. All right, I'm gonna stay with this deck and just lay out your heart space and relationships and see how they're interplaying with the internal and the external. Because again, externally, there's a lot happening here. They could even be like a lot of things that you're celebrating. Like it doesn't seem like personal stuff for you, but like you could be attending a lot of parties. You could be like getting Spirit's saying invited to places that perhaps you've always wanted to go. And that could also be adding to this like shedding of the past person that you were and like moving into something more elevated or something that you feel more confident in. Okay, may I please see heart space? Let's go a layer deeper on the internal. Show me the heart space for Aries, please, Spirit. What's going on in Aries heart space? Yeah. See, things are heavy. 10 of Wands. Like, you are really feeling the weight of whatever's happened. Show me what else I need to see. All right, so Spirit's saying for some of you feel like you're carrying the brunt of the weight in a relationship. For some of you, you're in a couple or even a business or some kind of family dynamic where you're perhaps feeling like you're the only one that has to be up at night stressing about things. You're the only one that has like the burden is what I'm saying. That could absolutely be part of this like, got to get out of this, got to move, got to change something, but don't know what kind of energy that's coming through. Show me what else. Give me a moment, Aries. Show me relationships, please. Show me relationships. Okay. All right. So, excuse me, Aries. The way that this is presenting to me, is like there has been some kind of major shock, major disruption, major change within a personal dynamic or personal relationship that you share, very close bond, very intimate relationship. It could be a lover, it could absolutely just be like close family, inner circle, or friend. It doesn't have to be a romantic thing, but it feels like it carries for a lot of you this romantic tone. The weight of this has left you feeling like depleted, completely defeated for some of you, out on a limb, like left in a state of confusion, really not knowing why things have ended up in the sense that they have. And that could be like really a state of confusion for you. And that can be something that is a challenge for you to then get over internally. Because externally, it seems like the transformation has already occurred. Yeah, the transformation that's already occurred has then brought some kind of stability. You don't seem to be that stoked about the stability though. So I'm kind of in this state of like, I want to clarify a little bit deeper, because it feels like for most of you, there's an element of your own power that you just aren't accessing, you just aren't recognizing, you aren't seeing as valuable, or you aren't utilizing in some way that feels appropriate for you. And the reason that I think that you're not doing that is because there's something around other people. There's something around the other people that could be potentially impacted by this or affected by this. Maybe for some of you, you want to make a complete like shift, move away from something, and that's going to destabilize someone else, and that could be problematic. Maybe there's like this, and they're bringing me back to like the Transformers now. Maybe there's something that you need to reveal still, or something that needs to be revealed to you, something that needs to be like, there is something that still needs to be overcome for you, for the heart space and the external realm to match up. Because even though things might look all rosy and perfect on the outside, internally, I'm seeing you have a lot of struggle with what's happening around you, and very much relating to like those that are closest to you. Like you may be like reassessing and like really questioning a lot of the relationships that you've got at the moment, Aries. And I would very much say to take your time with that, because it does seem like there is a lot of reason for you to have confidence. There is a lot of reason for you to feel safe in the relationships that you've got, but you may not be recognizing which ones are safe, or you may not feel that you're, because in the underlying, there is still confusion, there is still conflict, there is still some kind of challenge that's happening. And it's shown up here in the heart space, but it's not reflected in the external. So either you've got some problem that you're harboring within and you don't want to like put that onto anyone else or share that with anyone else for some reason. And it does feel like it's something that's just gonna like continue to become a heavier and heavier bag to drag, is what Spirit's saying, if you don't just like address it and say like, hang on a minute, like this isn't working for me in whatever way, shape or form, that's arising. There does seem to be perhaps like a state of confusion for you around this. Like maybe you're not entirely sure of yourself, not entirely sure of, you know, the direction that you want to take. Maybe you just know that this isn't it and you don't really know what else is coming up. But like take your time through that, because it does feel like you're actually making like really good progress, and you may not see it yet, Aries. And that's why I'm kind of emphasizing this. Like, go back to the channel messages. If you guys skipped through to the reading part, I would very much say to watch the channel messages, because there was a lot coming through here around like expansion, 8 of Wands, like things are very much moving. And the Chariot energy as well, you know, that speaks of success. That speaks of like, Spirit saying for some of you, it's been like a really, really hard path that you've had to traverse. And there may be like a sense of like, you don't want to look back, or you don't, like there is a sense of like fear around. Yeah, see, maybe for some of you, like it's hard to even admit how far you've come. For some of you, there is like this hesitation around looking back. There is this hesitation around, see, and for some of you, it's the hesitation around moving forward just as much as it is around moving back. There is something here within you, Aries, that very much is like asking for a change. Very much is like trying to break free, break out of whatever's going on here. And it feels like it's going to happen organically for you. It feels like it's something that Spirit's showing me an egg now, and then they're showing me like a baby bird like breaking the egg from the inside. And I don't know why it's of significance, but they're actually pointing out to me, like, you know, on a duck where they have like their beak, when they're in the egg, they actually have like this extra bit of growth on the end of their nose that's like to break the shell. Yeah, it's like there's like a pointed bit. I don't know why that's of significance. See, actually the way it's coming through is like, maybe you don't realize how like how prepared you actually are for whatever this big change is. Like maybe you feel a sense of like, Spirit keeps saying foreboding, like you're a little bit nervous at the moment, Aries. And I can see why. Yeah, I can see that it's affecting those that are nearest and dearest to you. I can see that there's like a lot here that perhaps is like, the Spirit saying it takes a lot of courage to do whatever you're trying to do here. So yeah, be gentle with yourself through that. Be brave, be bold, like go in any direction that life kind of takes you, because if you don't, the only person that you're ripping off is yourself. Well, not the only person, you know, all the people that you were to meet along that pathway as well, is what Spirit's saying. Okay, so it's 44 minutes in. I really have to go soon. Some of you guys are still struggling through a loss, okay? Some of you guys are either coping with a big change that's happened, that came in like a tower. It came in and really like perhaps even added to your levels of burden or your levels of stress. And it feels like that then has set you into a state of like really not knowing what to do, like really being like unsure of yourself, unsure of which way you want to go, because whatever's happening for you internally does affect other people, and you are being very mindful of how that occurs. The way that this is coming through is like this period of Eight of Swords will serve you in some way, because I feel like you're going to find a different direction. You're going to start to see some other avenue that's going to present itself to you, and then I do see you progressing down that avenue. The way this is coming through is like perhaps there's been like a state of stagnancy, or a state of like feeling at a loss, feeling like you're clashing with the people around you, or feeling like you can't even express your whole truth without some form of backlash. And that could be why you're holding on to it so tightly. There does seem to be this like really strong energy around like you wanting a change. That Knight of Swords is in reverse. Yeah, you wanting to see some kind of big change, you wanting to bring some new level of information or even an opinion to the table, and then being like quite fearful of how that's going to be received. Again, the only person that you dishonor when you don't say these kinds of things is yourself first and foremost. Spirit's saying it's not the only person that you dishonor though. I like that they keep correcting me, because again, like maybe what needs to be said needs to be heard as much as it needs to be said. Like there is a lot around like perhaps you feel silenced, or you are silencing yourself in some way, and one of the other signs did get that. I do believe it was Scorpio. I actually feel like quite a strong connection between this and Scorpio. Yeah. So there is sadness. There is a lot that's happened for you that you may still be working through internally. You may still be like licking those wounds and like deep in the dark cave. And I would very much say to like honor that, yeah, because I do see you like not only coming out of the cave, but like coming out of the cave and then like bullet train is what Spirit's showing me. So take your time, tend to your wounds. Yeah, be very, very gentle with yourself through that process, because there is something here around like new information and new things coming to you in a way that perhaps like you end up being like really, really happy about. And for some of you, you know what's actually coming through. For some of you, whatever it is that you're kind of holding on to here, it does seem like the reason that you're holding on to it is purely because you're worried about how it's going to be received. But with the Queen of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the King of Coins, I see it being very well received. Perhaps even leading to other people changing their opinions with the Hanged Man. You know, that revelation energy coming through with the Death card there, of like pulling back the curtain. And like Spirit saying like the transformation being complete, and I'm actually seeing like a butterfly now coming out of the cocoon. And Spirit saying like, and then the other caterpillars on the ground being like shocked. Like, what's that? Yeah, it's something about like the way that you dress as well. Something about like perhaps when the other caterpillars were watching this particular caterpillar go into the cocoon and like shroud herself with all this stuff, they thought, why is she wearing all that weird stuff? And then, what do you know? Boom, butterfly. Yeah, your energy is like super intense, Aries. I actually want to do like another love reading for you guys to like kind of hone in on the heart space and see what's happening for you guys individually, but we're running out of time, and I want to get into some surprises from the universe. And I'm gonna kind of skip what to expect. I just want surprises from the universe. Like, let's see what the universe has got up its sleeve for Aries, please, Spirit. My darlings, show me what I need to see for our lovely, lovely Aries, please. Okay. They keep saying to me, shuffle good, shuffle good. Like, all right, I will. Oh, they want me to shuffle and split. Not my preferred method. Can you tell by my face? All right, shuffle and split, they say. All right, my darlings. Surprises from the universe for Aries. I can take this one. They said, oh, soul forgiveness. I don't know if you guys can see that. They said split. Okay. Okay, so some of you guys are going to be seeing dolphins this month. I would very much be paying attention to dolphins. Some of you guys are going to be finding, and this is a surprise to some of you guys are going to be finding that you are able to forgive someone or something that you absolutely did not think that you were ever going to be able to get over. The way that this is coming through is like it's a surprise to you, but it does come through like it's some kind of renewal, some kind of replenishment, something that is absolutely not expected on your side of the fence. But this Spirit saying there's etheric chords at play here, there's divine intervention at play here, this surprise from the universe, and it feels quite heavy. It feels like the relationship that you share with this person, for some of you there was a lot of damage done, and for some of you it was absolutely you that did the damage, and you feel the guilt of that damage. You feel a sense of remorse around whatever this is. So the way this is coming through is like there is going to be some kind of replenishment, some kind of restoration of a relationship. Perhaps that even like sends you then off into this Four of Wands of like really celebrating and feeling more confident again. So whatever it was back there, that it did, this relationship and this betrayal that you'd experienced in the past with someone, and it was very much a particular individual for each of you, is what Spirit's saying. It's affected you, and you know, like it's Spirit saying it's the kind of betrayal that like wakes you up at night. Like it's the kind of thing that, you know, Nine of Swords keeps you up lying in bed at night just trying to figure out like how the fuck did this happen kind of energy. So whether you actually forgive that person and come back together with them, or you find some level of forgiveness within yourself and then that alleviates the trauma that you're still going through or still trying to work through, or find a way to overcome or live with, as the case may be for each of you, there is this really strong energy around like forgiveness coming through, and it comes through with a sense of peace. It comes through with like, Spirit's showing me dolphins now swimming, like, you know, if you're in a boat, you're at the tip of, Spirit's saying the hull. But yeah, if you're at the front of the boat and then you look over the edge and you see the dolphins like swimming in the water, like they're showing me that. Okay, there is something about earrings, because I've tried to put earrings in like 3 times and I totally forgot. Some of you guys may have lost a pair of earrings this week and you may find them. All right, so moving back through to surprises, there is some kind of level up that's happening for you guys. And in my experience, the level ups are pretty uncomfortable. So whatever discomfort you're going through now, like really trust in that process. Trust that it is going to serve you in some way, whether it's the way of shedding unhealthy, toxic relationships, or even like dynamics that you've got within yourself, or ways of thinking, or ways of behaving, toxic patterns and behaviors that we each carry with us. Yeah, but it definitely feels like externally and internally there's a bit of a Spirit showing me like gates that just aren't matching up, you know, like we need it to like slot into place so that things can move forward. Yeah, Aries, your energy was a little bit intense, my darlings. I feel like you guys are really in the thick of it, so like be really patient with yourself through that. Rely on the people that you trust and the relationships that you trust. And definitely like try to be open to forgiveness, because yeah, there is a lot of stuff around like the negative energy that we choose to carry, and then the burdens that are, you know, perhaps placed on us by others. I don't really feel that. Spirit saying be discerning about what you carry. Like don't overburden yourself with a sense of guilt or remorse, and don't carry baggage that isn't yours into the future, is what Spirit's saying. All right, is there anything else I need to see for Aries? Because it does feel a little bit unfinished. Something about slippers and like being comfortable. So if you haven't been feeling like, you know, in that, it's very much with other people. If you haven't been feeling a state of like comfort and a sense of safety with people, then I would very much be looking out for any ways that you can reassess that this month, Aries, because it feels like there's a lot happening for you guys in the way of movement, and something coming towards you that's going to be like comforting and nurturing in some way. So yeah, I would definitely pay attention to that. For some of you, this is like a spiritual awakening or a leveling up of some kind, and like pulling back another layer of yourself and like doing that deep dive within. So take your time with that, be gentle with yourself through that process, and very loving with yourself, because there is something around like Spirit saying spiritual expansion, and I'm seeing the 6-6 portal and the 8-8 portal now. So yeah, pay attention to those time frames as they apply to you guys. Yeah, cool. Once again, my name is Millie. Thank you so much for being here, guys. This is the Ghost Bride Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to my spirit team. Thanks for everyone watching. Yeah, if you got anything from that, do all the things. And yeah, I'm loving yous and leaving yous. Ta-de-love. Oh, and those of you that are waiting for Saji, I will do it. I promise.